This morning I took my Danish reading and writing exam. And you might be thinking, wait a minute, didn't you already take your Danish exam? Yes, I took the speaking exam a few weeks ago because I'm heading out of town next week when the rest of my class is taking their speaking exam. Now, the reading portion of the exam was quite easy. I actually would be really surprised if I didn't get 100% of the answers correct, but there's a good chance that I didn't pass the writing portion of the exam. There were 2 parts to the writing portion, and I feel that although I answered all the questions correctly, I know for a fact that my answers, at least on one of the questions, was way too short. Like there was one part of the exam where you had to respond to an email from a friend, and it was really important that you address all of your friends' questions in your email response. And I know for a fact that I answered all of the questions correctly, but aside from that, I didn't write much else. And there was a 90-word minimum, and I maybe only wrote 60 words. I don't know what it was. I just ran out of time. Once the teacher gave us the 20-minute warning, my mind went completely blank. My anxiety spiked up, and I just didn't know what else to write. So there's a good chance I failed. And I'm just really frustrated with myself because, of course, on the way home on my bike, I thought of like 12 different things I could have written down. But in the moment, with my anxiety, which I've suffered from anxiety for as long as I can remember, I just didn't think. And it just especially sucks because I know my stuff. I've studied for it and I've been practicing, and although truthfully, I've been practicing more speaking and reading. So it makes sense that I felt really prepared for those sections of the test. But at the same time, it was just my anxiety got the best of me. That's all it comes down to. So I'm feeling a bit down about the whole thing, to be honest. And it wasn't the start to the day that I'd been hoping for. But it's Friday, my favorite day of the week. So we got to do something to turn this Friday around. This morning, I went to the park and walked around for a few minutes, trying to cheer myself up. Turned out not to be the best decision because I spent most of my walk just thinking about all the things I could have written on my test, but didn't. And then I texted my husband, telling him how stressed I was feeling about my performance on the test. And he responded back how proud he was of me for how far I've gotten with my Danish. And that was exactly what I needed to hear. No matter if I pass or fail, and there's still a chance that I might have passed, although, in my opinion, a very small chance, no test result can take away the progress that I've made. And when I think about all the reasons I'm so determined to learn this language, those reasons have nothing to do with a test result. And I really had to remind myself of that. Like, the worst that happens if I fail is that I take the test again in a few weeks. Then I can still continue to Danish 4 with the rest of my classmates. And the ultimate reason I'm taking these classes is to deepen my connection to Danish speakers and deepen my connection to this country that I now call home, and all the encouragement I've been getting from the people in my life, the Danish speakers in my life, my husband, my family, all of you that watch this channel and have been encouraging me and cheering me on this journey and giving me helpful advice and tips. And that's the ultimate prize. So yeah, we'll see what happens when I get my results back. But for now, I'm going to enjoy my hot cup of tea and just focus on relaxing and on all the good things I have coming up in the future, and also focus on all the good things I already have. Even though I can't go back and fix my mistakes from the past, I can make sure that I'm enjoying the present moment. And that's what truly matters. Finally done packing. Sorry if you can hear some background noise. I just threw a load of laundry in. I just like having everything clean and all my chores done before I go on a long trip so that I arrive home to a nice, clean, peaceful apartment. Oh, I think the cookies are done. we're baking some cookies to bring to my family when we see them, because tomorrow we are heading to the US. This will be my first time back in the US for over a year, and I'm really looking forward to it because I really miss my family. And I knew when we moved here that would be the biggest challenge, is not being close to my parents and my brother and my aunts and uncles and cousins. I have a really big family, and we've always been close and always been a part of each other's lives. And I knew it would be tough to be away from them, but you just never know how hard something is until you experience it. And it's a lot harder than I thought it would be. My mother and I are always saying, thank goodness for modern technology, because we video chat every night. But even with modern technology, nothing can replicate the feeling of being in the presence of someone, being able to touch and hug your loved ones and share a meal and share experiences. Those things are really important to me. It's the main reason I started this channel, is to share my experiences with my family the best way I can without them actually being here with me. And I feel really fortunate that all of you who are watching are interested in sharing those experiences with me as well. But yeah, I just really miss my family. Now, last year, during the Christmas holidays, my mother and father and grandmother and her husband came here to Copenhagen to visit me. I am so grateful for that, because at that time, I'd only been living here for a few months. I felt kind of isolated. I didn't have many friends yet. I was just so homesick, and it felt so good to have my family with me. And this year, it's our turn to make the big trip. We're heading back to Atlanta, Georgia. I'm honestly really curious to see how the city has changed since we left, and also curious to experience the city through this new lens that I have now that I've been living in Europe. Like, will it feel really strange to be back in the United States? Like, I was chatting with some of my classmates from my Danish class, and I was telling them about how I'm going on this trip to see my family, and a lot of them shared experiences of reverse culture shock, feeling like things just look different in their home country because of their time spent here in Denmark. So I wonder if that's gonna happen to me. I have a feeling this week's episode is going to feel very low-key, as I've been spending most of my time preparing for my tests that I just took and preparing for this trip. But we have a lot of excitement coming, and most of all, lots and lots of family time. I'm gonna spend the rest of this night organizing the apartment, and then I'm gonna pack away the cookies we just baked. I'm gonna actually see if I can sneak a cookie or two before we pack them up. But yeah, pretty low-key night. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. See you soon.